Hey everybody, we're once again back here with another fantastic race series here with the Nexus Sim Racing Leagues. We're at the Nexus Sports Car Challenge here at Sebring, bringing you some great multi-class racing. Lots of people have shown up tonight ready to go at it here in this 17-turn course to see who can conquer Sebring in the 75-minute race ahead of them. We are in qualifying right now, a lot to talk about, but first off, I'd like to talk a little bit about who's going to be up in the booth here tonight with me. That's going to be the one and only Jay McDonald and Dallas Seward. How are you guys doing?
I'm self-muted. Oh, doing fantastic, man. If we get anything like we saw here in IRL yesterday, we're in for a banger of a race. These boys put on a well of a show. We saw it at Daytona. Best iRacers in the business. Multi-class racing. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too, Jay. This is going to be an exciting evening. Nice hot track, fast cars out there today, a lot of good action. And yeah, Daytona put on a fantastic race, hoping that these guys can follow it up here again tonight at Sebring.
Absolutely, absolutely. And look, we've got cars on track so far. We have got we've got a lot of GTPs, a lot of LMP2s, and a lot of GTDs on track right now. As you can see, everybody on the left-hand side of your screen right now. We'll go ahead and get our cameras off the screen so you don't have to look at us anymore, and you can see everything else that is going on. James Pierce currently on top with his Acura GTP with a 144.84, which is currently the fastest. And then we got Eric Molinati up on top for the LMP2s with a 147.594, and that is Jesse Canales in his Lamborghini number 76 right here on top of the GTD board with a 201.195. So a lot of cars have already taken the track. 30 cars to be precise right now on track and putting some laps in. So let's go to a couple of drivers here who have not put a lap in so far. This is Travis Smith and his Ferrari, not yet taking the green flag for his qualifying run, but let's go ahead and give some talking points to him. Dallas, you went ahead and you took some laps out here today. Tell us a little bit about what these drivers are going through, what this track is like right now, and maybe something to expect in the future.
Sebring is a very flat track, so the cars picking corner speeds is going to be very crucial. It's going to be low-speed corners, really good exits. Getting those runs off the exits are going to be important, especially coming to the start-finish line, coming out of 17. The long, sweeping right-hander, very, very bumpy. Getting the car planted, getting a good exit off of there to launch yourself down the straightaway into turn one. A very fast left-hander trying to get that car slow down and tight up against that wall, cut that corner until you get that nice run off of there. A lot of fast, flat-out straightaways until you get to the hairpin in turn 7, and angling or getting that corner just right, getting the car speed in there, slow down, and taking around that corner. But a lot of fast right and left-handed corners. With the track being flat, the car's going to want to slide around a lot. So having the grip in those tires and having the proper setup so you're not that back end doesn't kick out on you. So especially coming back out towards that runway section, a lot of cars are probably going to get sideways and spin out in that area. So it's going to be very, very good racing through that part of the track here tonight.
Absolutely. Jay, I'm going to hand this off to you because we saw a lot of different types of racing here in real life. With the IMSA series, we saw a lot of passing, a lot of opportunity, maybe a little bit of optimism by the GTP drivers. Just a note, Durrani taking a wild ride there through the first couple of corners during the Sebring race in real life. What's it going to be like for these GTP guys, knowing how small this track actually is and the passing opportunities that might be presented?
Yes, tonight's going to be a lot about respect. You're going to have faster cars with these prototypes, the LMP2s and the GTPs. You're going to have the slower cars here with the GTDs. It's going to be a lot of respect being given, a little bit of give and take. Maybe forgo making an aggressive move early in this race or making a move that might not necessarily be the gamble you want to take. Risk versus reward, getting through this GTD traffic. There's going to be some very fast cars up the front of this field. We've already seen some of the qualifying times here by the GTPs. A big lap time difference between the GTD and GTP. So getting through these corners, showing a lot of respect, calculating risk versus reward early in this race is going to be key to finding yourself in victory lane at the end of this night.
As a GTD driver, when you're going around this track, you know, gentleman's rule or racing rule is run your line. Let the faster cars get by you safely. That's their job. I mean, obviously, we're going to be seeing a lot of passing tonight with the huge class of GTD cars that we have. This is something that they're going to absolutely have to manage during the race with all of these GTDs and LMP2 cars. We're talking about GTP right now, but they've got a big task on their hand, not only trying to keep the drivers in the same class behind them and pass for a position, but also getting around lap traffic. This is going to be a fairly difficult racetrack to try and get around, as you know, we're about to wrap up qualifying here. Rafael Santos in his number 65 GTD Porsche coming around the racetrack, currently P6 on the GTD board. Rafael, lots of speed throughout this season so far. It's kind of surprising to see him down here in P6 at the moment, but he's got one more lap, so let's see if he could do something here.
Yeah, it might be surprising that he's P6 right now in qualifying, but I believe that he is going to be a factor before this race is said and done. This guy's super fast. Got the class win at Daytona. I believe he might be a contender here tonight. Maybe even a favorite to take the win here tonight. A lot can happen. A lot can change throughout this race. 75 minutes. It's a long time around this racetrack, especially navigating traffic and avoiding any catastrophe. As here he is across the line. Let's see if he improves on his time, though.
Oh, he does. He goes up one position to P5. Rafael Santos going to take it and stop on track here. Qualifying is rounded out. James Pierce on pole for GTD tonight. Eric Molinati for LMP2. And Jesse Canales for GTD. It looks like. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So, congratulations to those guys. Joseph Clyett in the chat. Come on. Yes, sir. We about to go racing here. As now we're going into warm-up. Let's go ahead and bring down James Pierce, your GTD pole winner for tonight. Let's talk to him a little bit. James, this is Thomas, Jay, and Dallas in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Dag, I got a copy. Holy shit,
well, good.
that scared me.
All right. Look, you find yourself on pole once again here with the Nexus Sports Cars Challenge. I shouldn't say once again, but sorry, Logan got the Daytona one. But at Sebring here, how do you feel like that pole position for you is going to work out for the race?
I'm pretty pleased of it because for making my debut in the series, it's pretty good because I got a new wheelbase, new seat, new seating position, and new pedal position. So everything's gonna feel fresh and very not comfortable. So I'm just looking to try and get some clear air or at least something to get myself a little more comfortable in my current situation.
So a lot of unknowns being thrown at you tonight, but how confident are you right now that you can come out here, put a great race in, and win overall?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. I have zero confidence in that. Definitely struggling. I don't know if it's the session settings or stuff like that, but definitely not comfortable in this car at the moment, and definitely not fully sorted out on the wheel settings. So it might be that, or it just might be the cars have changed a little bit because I haven't done any Sebring 12-hour prep yet. So, well, it's all unknowns. That was for at least this.
All right. Well, a good Sebring 12-hour prep for tonight, as we're going to do 75 minutes here at Sebring. Congratulations on your pole. I'm going to hand you off to Jay and then to Dallas here to round it out. But congratulations once again. And Jay, take it away.
So no chip on your shoulder, at least a little bit here. You won the IndyCar race here just a few weeks ago. I know it's a different layout, but you got to have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. Come on. Come on. You're holding back on us with the confidence here.
Nah, this is probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been in the sim rig. So we're navigating new territory here.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on your poll, and hopefully we're talking to you here at the end of the 75 minutes as a winner here in the GTP class.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck tonight, James. Just if somebody's uncomfortable, you put down a really good lap time. So get out that clean air, get that track position early. Very difficult track to pass on, not very wide. So hopefully you can keep that car out front and bring this thing home.
Thank you, brother. I'll try.
All right, congratulations once again on your poll, and hopefully see you at the end of the race here.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, guys.
You too. That was your poll winner for tonight, James Pierce, as you can see him on screen right now, in that number 1 Acura, as he goes around the track for warm-up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jay and Dallas, what do we got going into this race? Final thoughts. Who do you got to win? Choose your one per class, and then we'll pass it on.
Yes. All right, for GTP tonight, I know we just interviewed him, James Pierce. Low-hanging fruit, I feel like his confidence level, he's holding a little bit back there. He's going to be a competitor tonight. But you know what? I'm going to take Ryan Bird. I believe he gets the job done here in the GTP class tonight. And then in LMP2, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit. The guy that won it at Daytona, I'm going to go with Molinati. I believe he goes back-to-back here in this series. And then in GTD class, I'm going to take Brian Berthume. He's going to take the dub here in the GTD class. Gave Santos a run for his money last week. Let's see what he does this week.
Go ahead, Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, James Pierce is an easy pick tonight, but with him being uncomfortable, it will be interesting to see if he's able to maintain that comfort and keep the car out front. I will go with Aaron Kralik tonight. Be a little bit different, not pick the same picks as Jay. LMP2 though, Molinati's going to be really, really tough to beat. I think if anybody's going to give him a run for his money, Nick Presley's always one to watch out for. He always might not be good in qualifying, but he always figures out his way through the race. And then in GTD, we talked about him earlier. Rafael Santos is going to be one to charge his way up front. That GTD class is very, very tight tonight. So I think anybody in that field is really going to be having a chance to win tonight.
Absolutely. Warm up now, just being finished. I'll go ahead and make a pick here. I'm going to go with Jordan Whiting for GTP. We've seen some great glimpses of amazingness out of him. For LMP2, I'm going to go with Cameron Keeley for tonight. Again, super fast. One of the only ones to take to Eric Molinati there at the end of the Daytona race. And then for GTD, I'm going to go with Jay. I'm going to go with Brian B. For this race. Brian B., a fantastic driver here in the Nexus series. He's going to be fast once again, so keep your eyes out for him. We got a couple new contenders in the GTD Class 2. Jesse Canales, Shane McCoy, Logan Breaking, Ethan Amberg. A lot of new names up front there, so it's going to be really fun. DeMarcus Rogers in the LMP2 class, showing his face a little bit, qualifying P3 tonight for this race. So lots of unknowns. This is gonna be a crazy race, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of passing to be happening, or a lot of passing to be happening. But as we go on, again, poll winner for GTP, James Pierce. LMP2 gets dominated by Eric Molinati, and in GTD class, we've got Jesse Canales winning the poll there. So we're about gridded up here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go ahead and roll off for the start of this race. We're going to be starting on the back straightaway here. So everybody's going to get a little bit of a rolling start, and then we're going to go green flag racing. Now, as you can see everybody lining up here, we've got just a little bit more before we go green flag racing. Just about 10 seconds left. Any last thoughts, Jay, before we go green?
The best iRacers in the business. Multi-class race in the Nexus Sports Car Challenge. Round 2 here at Sebring. Who takes the victory tonight? Some fantastic racing all night long. I can't wait to get this thing going.
All right.
You want that or
75 minutes here at Sebring, ready to go down. Green flag racing off of the final corner. We will watch James Pierce take the green flag and get everybody started for this race. We're going to watch that pace car come off of the racing surface. And green flag to be coming out in the air. And here we are. The green flag is out in the air. James Pierce getting a great start there ahead of Ryan Bird, who is in second place side by side with Aaron Krolick now into turn 1. As these guys duking it out, we're going to go back to the LMP2 class where Eric Molinotti's already making passes on the GTPs. Some of them getting real wide there off of turn 1. And then back to the GTDs into turn 1. Jesse Canales taking a very strong start to this race, out front and leading the GTP class.
Yeah, what a great start. Look at this battle right here. GTD, these guys are all under a plate. It looks like Canales is going to take the early lead here. We're going to go side-by-side wheel action down here into this turn here through the S's. Wow, this one's got to give. I think Light almost went off track there. Wow, great action.
Eric Stamp is off of the road here. We got a big crash involving Max Foner and Eric Stamp. Lots of rear damage to Max Foner's car as they're coming through the hairpin now. As this is good. This is big news for these two drivers. A lot of work ahead of them for this 75-minute race.
Yeah, it looks like a Peugeot now there with that car with the wing missing. Oh, another car is an LP2 sideways there, the 711. Unbelievable. Here he is going to try and recover as well. But look at this. Without a wing, this is going to be a real hard task in front of this driver, Eric Stamp, here without that wing.
Now coming into the S's here, that's Brad Haldane. We are on board with Max Foner not being able to do anything here. Coming through the S's, missing all of that rear body work. As everybody else continues to pass him, he's going to have to come down pit road. As we see another battle here between the LMP2s, Evan Wilmette and DeMarcus Rogers now going at it through the final corner.
Yeah, these guys battling it out. Guillemette currently holding on to that position as we're going to get a little bit of action here, maybe a little sight or a little bit of slipstream here by Rogers heading for turn 1, this blind left-hander. Let's see what they do into this corner. Aggressive in that corner goes Guillemette. He's going to hold. Oh, look at Rogers getting a massive run here to the rear bumper here. Not really a passing opportunity here into this turn. He's going to follow in line as we're going to head through the S's now.
Yeah, heading through the S. Yeah. Oh my God, I don't even remember. Yeah, Guillemette and Rogers here following through the S's as they come out of the S's back down underneath the Mobile One bridge. As we have Haldane trying to sneak his way back through here, I believe, right behind these guys, trying to make it a 3-car battle here for 5th position. But good start for these LMP2 guys. Most of them keeping it clean. It looks like they come down back towards you, Tom.
Now back up front, James Pierce is coming just a little bit under attack by Ryan Bird. As you saw, Ryan Bird pushing extremely hard through these next set of corners, getting real sideways there. Now coming back down into the S's. The 02, or the 49, sorry, trying to get back up to the leader here. As you can see, James Pierce pulling out just about a half-second lead. Blake Nave now going at it with Drew Hopkins now going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Blake Hopkins and Blake Nave battling it out here down the back straightaway, heading for Sunset Bend, turn 17 on this course. We'll see, maybe cat and mouse on the brakes, maybe it's a little early for that, so they're going to send it in here into Sunset Bend. Oh, look at the move to the outside, making it happen. That's going to allow Blake Nave to build a little bit of a gap here down the front stretch as these guys continue on, headed for turn 1.
Yeah, taking the 2 different lines down there, different lines with the bumps. The inside line, definitely a lot bumpier, but if your car's set up for it, a lot faster through there. As you see, they tried to take the outside line, was not able to make it stick. Holding up that gap as they come down through turn 1, though, keeping that gap up there. Not sure what car we have here, of the 51 car. Yeah, very, very interesting lines that they're taking to start this race, but holding on that gap as they send it back down towards turn 7, that really hard hairpin turn.
Yeah, down here into the hairpin, Blake Nave, he's still ahead here in going through the S section. This is really intricate going through 8 and 9, down to 10 next as Blake Nave continues to hold this position, continuing out in front, could put on a great show. And then we got some issues here. Is that the 92 car? Nice Dega Boy scheme on that. It might be Brad Haldane. Is that Brad Haldane there in the 97? here following in behind the 531. Continue on here through the S section now.
I believe that car is Caden, actually, a brand new runner with us. Came from a different league. Tried to join us here tonight, I believe, or is it not? The numbers are very confusing me. There's a lot of different numbers on these cars. It is Brad. Okay, you guys are right. It is Brad. I don't have the overlays up here. I'm kind of go off of the car numbers than what I have. So, yeah, Brad rocking that very nice paint scheme as he's coming up here behind the 531 of Javon Thompson. Javon hoping to have a good run here tonight after Daytona. Coming up towards the runway section.
Yeah, Javon Thompson still leading Brad Haldane here. Brad Haldane's going to get a great run through Le Mans. He's going to close this gap with the slipstream down the backstretch. This might be an opportunity here into Sunset. Sunset's a very difficult corner. Big right-hander swooping turn. Real difficult. Let's see who's aggressive on the brakes. Javon and Brad both aggressive on the brakes here through 17. Brad's trying to use a little bit of an inside line here, wrapping the wall, as you see Javon get a great drive off the corner, heading for turn 1 now down the front stretch, as you see these guys fanning out a little bit, as we're seeing a little bit of a gap built here behind the 7-Eleven up the road into turn 1. Brad Haldane continuing to close this gap. Alpha turn 1 now.
Getting a good run off of turn 1 right behind Javon, trying to take that. He's going to take the inside line. No, he's going to hold it right up tight behind Javon. Content with riding behind him right now as they get through this X section, as they hoping to close in that gap until they come up towards turn 7, try to use that hard braking zone to make an inside move. We'll see here if he's able to get this run down the straightaway into turn 7. Brad inchy closer, trying to take the slipstream to go up in there, and he will not be able to make the move. We'll have to go through turn 7 behind Javon. Looks like they're a 7-Eleven car up ahead is pulling away slightly as they come back up towards turn 9, 10, and 11 right now.
Yeah, Brad Haldane continuing his pursuit to Javon Thompson. Is he going to see him get aggressive on the brakes? He's going to close that gap down about a car length. Looks like Javon's going to get a pretty good run off the corner. Brad using an alternate line here compared to Javon. Interesting to see the different approach to corner entry and exit that these guys have. As now you see Brad Haldane maybe closing this gap even more as they're closing the gap now to the 7-Eleven car. This is great action here. We're going to have 3 cars here battling it out for this position on the track. That beautiful Dega Boy scheme there by Brad Haldane of the 97. God, that's good to look at as they're going through Le Mans now, headed for the backstretch.
Yeah, as we come through the backstretch, gorgeous, gorgeous car. Love the color scheme. But we'll see if Javon's able to close in on the 7-Eleven, if Brad's able to close in on Javon. Meanwhile, we move to the battle with the 280 of Evan Guillemette in the LMP2 class. He is your leader in the LMP2 class, I believe. Oh, no, he is not your leader. That is Eric. Sorry about that. Guillemette's trying to close in on, looks like Kevin Millard up ahead. And Nick Pressey trying to make the move behind him. Pressey making a hard charge. Coming up, looks like coming up to, is it turn 5, I believe we're at right now? Yeah, through turn 5, coming up through the S's. Nick closing in that gap right on his back bumper as they come down the straightaway into the tight hairpin for turn 7.
Here comes Nick. All kinds of bumper business here to Eric Guillemette. They're going to go side by side, wheel to wheel here. This is going to be some great action. Who's aggressive on the brakes? A little bit of cat and mouse. Eric Guillemette's going to hold that position as we're going to continue here through the S section as Pressey is hounding the rear bumper of Guillemette. This is a great battle here. This is for the lead in LMP2 as Pressey's continuing to pressure this 280 right now. As here comes Pressey to the inside. He's going to have the inside advantage leverage here. Oh, sideways by Guillemette, and he's around. Around goes Guillemette. Unbelievable.
Guillemette able to recover, gets the turn back around through the grass, but Pressey able to make that move and take away P5 from Guillemette. We'll see if Guillemette's able to recover. You got Brad Haldane now trying to make the move around Guillemette. Try to get another spot there for Brad, but he's Guillemette will fall back to right behind the 7-Eleven, back to P8, I believe. That puts them. Brad trying to make the move on the outside now as they come back down towards turn 15 and 16 of Le Mans. Not able to make the move on the outside, but he's still holding on strong. Brad to the inside, going to have the preferred line. Guillemette going to try to cross him over as they come down towards straightaway turn 17. But Guillemette will have the draft behind draft behind Haldane as they come down towards turn 17. Let's see if he's able to make a move this time through. He will not. He can Similar line to Brad, going to have to stay right behind him as he gets a little loose, taking the wide line. Brad's able to pull away, coming back down the front stretch.
Yeah, Brad doing a fantastic job. Got by Javon, and now he gets by Eric. He's doing a great job moving through the field here. We'll see if these guys can continue to move on with this battle. It looks like Javon's lurking there in the background, losing touch to Brad Haldane. And also, Eric Wilmette losing a position here to Brad Haldane as we're going to go through these intricate part of the track here. Looks like Eric got a great run here. Oh, he missed the apex of the corner, running a different line than Brad. Brad's been kind of a pioneer, making a different line work all night long here through this course as he's opening this gap here to Eric.
Yeah, as they come back down through there, Brad still pulling away from Guillemette as they come down towards turn 7. We'll see if he's able to close the gap a little bit. Does not appear so. Brad gets a good run off the corner, coming back through the S's as they come up towards a long winding stretch of turn 9 and 10. He's not able to make that work. Javon's going to have to try to wheel in Evan as they come back down through here, but Evan is losing time to Brad as they come up through turn 10 and 11. Well, he runs wide there, gets a little loose off the exit. That's going to cost him a little bit more time. Car's not very stable right now as he makes his way through there. It's going to allow Javon to hopefully close in that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, as we see these guys fanning out here down this straightaway, as we're going to have a little battle here in GTD. We're going to have some wheel-to-wheel action here into turn 1, side by side. There's the move made right there by the Porsche. I believe that's the 219, I believe, making that move around the outside of that other car. And now we see some GTP traffic here. This could get interesting. I believe that is Ryan Bird, your second place in the GTP class. He's trying to make a move on these boys. I believe that's him there. A lot of different pace schemes, a lot of different numbers here to keep track of. But great battle there in the GTD class as now we see the GTP car making his way through the GTD traffic. This is a great opportunity, maybe aggressive here to the inside. Maybe some risk versus reward here early. Is he going to make that move?
It does look like...
Oh, big wreck!
Blake
Nave's around.
Back to there. We'll have to see what happened to Blake Nave, but Blake Nave missing a lot of the rear end of that car. He's going to have to come down and get a lot of repairs done to that thing. Missing that wing's not going to help him out at all. That battle with the GTDs was close, but Max... I believe that was Max trying to make his way through there, and the Max Foner trying to make his way through there, and I think he got a piece of that action as well.
Yeah, he's flashing the lights here, missing that wing. Kind of like a Peugeot again, like we saw earlier in this race. But here comes Cameron Keeley and his LP2 in to close this gap down. Blake Nave missing that wing's really hurting his corner speed here. No, losing all that downforce with that rear wing help and assistance. He's got the straight line speed, though, flying down this straightaway. He's going to build a little bit of a gap to Cameron Keeley, but this is where he's going to lose time right here as he goes around again. Oh, my goodness. Cameron Keeley with the avoidance level of a master right there. Goes by the 51 of Blake Nave. Blake Nave has got a lot of trouble here going through Lamont down the backstretch. We're going to see him probably pit this time to get some repairs.
Yeah, meanwhile, we go up to the battle to the front. James Pierce and Ryan Bird. His battle for GTP, sorry, is getting very interesting. Caught up between the lap traffic right now of the GTD cars. Up ahead, it looks like it's Zoe Heron. Right behind them is Rafael Santos. This battle coming close as they come to the outside, trying to make him move around the outside, avoiding contact with the GTDs. He always trying to make the charge down to the inside as they go towards turn 7. James Pierce is going to block him off, able to keep in front of him. It's going to give him the bumper business coming out of turn 7 as now they got even more GTD traffic to come through.
Here comes the leaders. These guys are battling it out. That's James Pierce, and that's Ryan Bird. Oh, Pierce makes a block as we're going through the leader here in the GTD class. That was McCoy, I believe they just went around. Here comes Bird as trying to hound the rear bumper here of James Pierce. Your pole sitter, your second place driver as we're continuing through this GTD traffic. You can see Kralik in the Tide Ride. He's right there in the distance. He's closing the gap as well. We got a great battle up here for the lead as we're going through the GTD traffic. As now Bird closing this gap again as we're going to head to Lamar. Head from the back straightaway. Maybe an opportunity to get a great run out of Lamar down the back.
Yeah, Bird right behind Pierce as they come through. Oh, Pierce looks like he's getting a little bit loose, and that's a lot of bit loose. Bird's able to make his move down to the inside, trying to complete the pass as they go down the runway section, down the straightaway into turn 17. Pierce trying to recover, trying to get right behind him, trying to make his move as they go through the braking zone, trying the inside line, cutting the corner, whipping around to the outside. Bird is able to hold strong though as they come off through there. Pierce trying to get the run off the corner, right on his back bumper as they come down the straightaway.
All kinds of bumper business here. Jace Pierce does not want to lay over just yet. He's going to go to the outside at a turn 1. Brave on the brakes. Wheel the wheel here, and a turn 1 contact is made. Unbelievable. Here comes Jace Pierce around the outside. Preferred advantage into this next braking zone is going to go to Bird. But Pierce hanging it on the outside. Wheel contact again. Side by side here through the S's. This is unbelievable. Bird's going to hold the lead here. Pierce is not giving up. Still side by side.
Pierce still holding strong. You would not think that there's still 60 minutes of this race remaining.
Oh, contact! Pierce in the wall!
Holds on to it. Pierce crashes into the wall.
He's gonna go!
That's gonna allow Kralik to go through. Kralik is now your new leader into turn 7 as Pierce and Bird make contact coming into the hairpin.
Unbelievable! The opportunist Kralik takes the lead. We had some major incidents there between your two leaders, Bird and Pierce, and now Kralik's in the lead. What kind of damage do we have on the Bird car? Does he have any significant damage here that's going to affect the performance of this race car? As now he's got to pass another guy. Got all that work to get by James Pierce, and now he has to get by Kralik, who is their new leader in the Tide Ride. Great battling here for the lead in GTP.
Yeah, amazing battle. Pierce, his car is done. He ended up crashing it off into the tire barrier, launched it back onto the track. He needed a tow. He is going to be done. Kralik able to make the move through, take advantage of the mistakes between Pierce and Bird, as now they come through down the straightaway in the backstretch, making their way down towards turn 17. Bird's going to try to get the run as they come down the straightaway. He's not going to be close enough to make a move, I don't believe. Kralik's going to hold his line strong. Bird's going to try everything he can to try to gain a little ground, get some run off of there. Bird, it looks like he's going to have the momentum coming down the straightaway, hopefully trying to close up this gap as they go down towards turn 1. As they come down into turn 1, Kralik holding a line, wraps the thing right to the inside. Not able to let Bird try to make the move. Kralik's going to hold the gap 2-3 car lengths down into turn 3.
Yeah, here we are through turns 3. As you see, Bird close this gap a little bit to Kralik. Oh, he gets a little bit of wheel spin there off the turn. He's going to lose a little bit of time here to Kralik here around Big Bend. This is turn 6, headed for turn 7. This is the hairpin. This could be an opportunity on the brakes here for Bird to get a lunge into the corner. He's not going to be close enough to make a move. Here to the S's now. 8 and 9 complex here. As you see, Bird and Kralik continue to battle it out. It looks like Kralik is opening the gap here to Bird. Great run of corners right there as he's going to head down here into turn 10 now. He's still got a little bit of a gap here to Bird. This is great action. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin out of both of them. They're digging right now.
Kralik methodically worked his way up there, was able to take advantage, trying to do all he can to just get back into a rhythm, try to pull away this gap as he gets a little loose coming off at 12 and 13, trying to make the way down the run here with Bird. Trying to gain as much ground as he can as they come through this flat. Quick right, left-hander, back to the right, trying to get down to the straightaway. He's closing in that gap. He got down to about a car length as he goes through there. Bird gets a little loose on entry. He's not going to be able to make the momentum work on the backstretch. Let's see if he's going to be able to use that slipstream, close in that gap as they run down towards 17.
Now down towards turn 17. This is going to be another opportunity for Ryan Bird to close the gap once again. As they get there, here comes Ryan Bird to the rear bumper in the apex of the corner. But Aaron Kralik, man, that exit of that final corner, he really took off. He is taking this lead position and absolutely running with it right now. Ryan Bird not being able to take a fight to him just yet. As you can see, the 49 going real wide into turn 2, or off the exit of turn 1, and now coming through the S's. We're going to be watching the closest battles on track at the moment, and right now, it is right here as you see Aaron Kralik go off the track through the S's, and here comes Ryan Bird down to the hairpin.
Yeah, down here into turn 7, now we got an opportunity. Bird's gonna make the pass on Kralik, but we got some GTD traffic right up here in front. Is this gonna be interesting? Not a good spot through the S's. Patience is gonna be a virtue here, but Bird is not gonna be patient. He's gonna go for it. Here comes Kralik, gonna follow him through. What a battle as Kralik finally takes the lead. All the battling he's had to do here in P2 all race long finally makes it happen. Gets by the Tide Ride, the ultimate opportunist, which was Kralik, but now he's back to P2.
Yeah, Kralik enjoying that run out front. Meanwhile, we'll switch back here to the battle with the LMP2s, the 7-Eleven machine of Daniel Plotas and Javon Thompson. This battle is real tight as they come through GTD traffic. Plotas trying to make the run down the front stretch. Is not going to be able to make it work with the GTD traffic trying to split them as they take the fast left-hander of the turn one right on his bumper as they come through there trying to get the good exit. He runs a little bit wide on the rumble strips, but able to make it through. That momentum leading him down here into turn 2 and 3.
Now coming through turns 2 and 3, the 7-Eleven trying to get as much speed as he can as they got a little bit of traffic here. The 7-Eleven had to brake real early to not get into the rear bumper of Javon Thompson. Now the 7-Eleven going to be coming down this next straightaway into the hairpin. He's going to go to the outside of the number 29 GTD and going to try to get back to the rear bumper of Javon as he is almost already there. He had made up a lot of ground there coming through the through the hairpin, excuse me, outbreaking Javon there, as now you see some more traffic about to come into play here. Javon shooting to the inside. Let's see what the 7-Eleven does now as he tries to shoot to the inside. It's going to get real tight. He's squirrely sideways with the Ferrari there on the inside of himself as he goes off track just a little bit, and here comes Blake Nave in the GTP trying to get some positions back as well. Javon Thompson, though, has increased that gap from the 7-Eleven now as he goes side by side with the GTP.
Yeah, you see Blake Nave get by Plotas in the 7-Eleven. He's going to move himself past him. Had those troubles. He lost his wing. He got the repairs. But now Javon is sitting in a good opportunity here. He's got a car between him and Plotas. The battle is on. We got more GTD traffic here. There's another car we're going to go by here down the backstretch. It looks like Javon's playing a little defensive here, but here comes Blake Nave in that super quick GTP car. He's going to get by Javon Thompson here before we even get to Sunset Bend turn 17. Great move there by Blake Nave to get through this traffic. But you see Plotas using a real narrow line here through 17 to try and close this gap back to Javon as we head to the front stretch.
Yeah, trying to use that narrow line through the bumps. He's not going to be able to close in that gap as much as he had hoped, though, as Blake Nave is able to pull away from Javon. Javon probably going to try to use that clean air as much as he can with Nave pulling away to hopefully keep that gap in front of Plotas and get it to go bigger as they take the run down here into turn 3.
Now coming into the hairpin, this is a battle for 4th place in your GTD class. Right now we're on board with Jesse Canales. Brian B now going around him. He's going to take over that P3 position, find himself on the podium right now. Or excuse me, Jesse Canales is P3, Brian B in P2 now. Here comes Canales back to the inside. He wants that P2 back, and he hip checks him. Good lord, what am I trying to say? Brian B, though, he holds on to that P2 position as Jesse Canales has to settle for P3. He's got Zohar Kabani and Rafael Santos behind him. He's got to hold him off too, but he's taking the charge. Back to Brian now as they come into the S's.
Oh, maybe some wheel banging there by Brian B and Canales. This is some great action. Canales sends it in there. Oh, contact is made. Canales is around. Canales is around. Doesn't keep it off the wall. He barely makes a contact. Just kisses the inside wall. As now that's going to put Brian B to the lead now. But here comes the run from Zohar Kabani. Where did he come from in this Mercedes? We're wheel to wheel here down the backstretch. This is going to be exciting down here into turn 17. Who's going to be aggressive on the brake? It looks like Kabani's going to take that position away from Brian Berthube as Santos is lurking in the background. These are 3 cars duking it out for P2 and GTD.
Yeah, this battle for GP2 is insane right now. The LMP2 car was able to make it through there. It's allowing this battle to get even tighter. Zohair taking over second as they take around the front stretch. You know, that's going to allow Rafael Santos to make the move down into turn 1. He's not going to be able to get the run on him. Loses the momentum coming off in turn 1. It is Zohair, Bert, and Santos going into turn 3.
These guys have now single-filed it out. Here comes a GTP of Blake Nave now. He's going to have to navigate himself through this GTD traffic as they come through under the bridge here, going towards the hairpin. A little bit of side-by-side action now with Zohair as he's coming into the hairpin here. Looks like now Brad Haldane is going to try to get around some of this GTD traffic as Rafael Santos loses a little bit of time to Brian B as they now come down into turn 8, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brian B still in P2 and Zohar in, or P3, Zohar in P2 as they are now coming back around in a single file line. Brad getting through there and Brian B all over the rear bumper of that 902 Zohar Kabani.
Yeah, Brian B taking the fight back here to Zohar. He closed the gap, got a great exit there. He's going to maybe look to the inside as you see Zohar a little defensive here. Did not want to give up that outside line here through this little S section as we head for Lamar. This is where Brian B was not able to get a good run last time by him and Canales make contact here. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to challenge Zohar through Lamar. Off of turn 16, set up for the backstretch. Zohar's going to open this gap up a little bit. But here comes some LMP2 traffic. Here comes Eric Gilmet. He's going to get by both of these guys pretty easy before we get to Sunset, not affect this battle between Zohar and Brian B, as they're going to dive down here into Sunset. Really aggressive on the brakes there. Lots of alternate lines as now you see more LP2 traffic. That's Plotos and Javon Thompson. That's a battle for position as well.
Yeah, Javon Thompson did not catch these guys at the right opportunity. Those catching those GTD cars, this allowed Plotos to catch back into the bumper. Javon Thompson. Zohar Kabani is able to keep the position on Brian as they come back through, keeping that second position, able to grow that gap on Brian. And Rafael Santos is not able to close in on Brian as well as they go down into 3 and 4.
All right, we'll go now to our closest battle on track, Clayton Sanchez and William Matejsek coming down the front straightaway. Sorry if I butchered that, but this is a great battle happening right here. As you can see, Clayton Sanchez, a little bit of front-end damage to that Mercedes, but he is still looking to make that pass on that number 06 Porsche as they're coming off of turn 1 now. The 06 trying to take a little bit of a defensive line there and now coming down into the S's. Here comes that 777 Mercedes trying to get back to the rear bumper here, as now we'll go back to another close battle on track. That is Javon Thompson and Daniel Plotos going at it once again.
Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there by Plotos on the exit of that turn, as it looks like Javon's going to open a little bit of a gap here down the straightaway, heading into this real intricate part of the track, as Javon is opening a big gap here to Plotos. Plotos, that wheel spin there really hurt his lap time, but then Javon, a little wheel spin. Oh, he's running an alternate line here through Lamar. Unbelievable exit here that he gets, though. Wow, I can't believe he kept that thing straight. I thought he was going to loop that thing, but here he is opening the gap to Plotos down the back straightaway, headed for Sunset. This is an opportunity for Plotos to get a good run here into Sunset, maybe close the ground as he uses a narrower entry here. Oh, GTD traffic in the way. This could be a big out. Oh, and Plotos runs real wide, losing some more time to Javon.
Yeah. I was going to say, tire wear starting to go down on these vehicles as now you see all the pit stops starting for the GTD cars as they come back through. Interesting to see if anybody will take any new pit strategies. You see Alex Light stayed on the track. He will be your new GTD leader when they as they cycle through pit road right now.
Yeah, Rafael Santos doing a great job. A little bit different pit strategy. He's still on track, maybe with a little bit of an overcut to your race leader, running some phenomenal lap times. We saw him duking it out there for P2 with a Zohar and Brian Berthume now taking the lead. Alexander Light lurking there in the background. Both of these guys maybe on the same pit strategy here. Do we see him make a pit stop this time by, as we're going to continue on here as they continue 1-2 here in the GTD class?
Yeah, Rafael Santos just trying to keep the car clean, make it back through the pit cycle. I would assume that he'd be coming this lap or next lap, probably this lap. Try to get another run out into these tires as you gets a little loose coming through there. That's going to allow Alex Light to close in the gap by 1 or 2/10 of a second as they come back down out of turn 16 down the long straightaway towards Sunset.
Yeah, Shane McCoy retakes the lead. The undercut strategy worked out for him. We'll have to see where all the rest of this blends out. Built a little bit of a gap here to Zohar Kabani. Pretty comfortable lead right now as he's continuing on. As you see Zohar going into turn 1 now, as you see the rest of them exiting pit road. That was Santos and Alexander Light in that charge. Brian B is also going to stay ahead of Santos here in P3. Great action here as all four, you got 2nd through 5th right here, basically all within a straightaway of each other. This is going to be some great action as Alexander Light continues to pursue here. And then there's Amber is also in the mix here in P6.
Yeah, Alex Light, I think, was the biggest gainer on that one. He made up a lot of time to that group of Brian B and Ryan Santos and Zohar Kabani. Kabani was able to pull away a little bit, but Alex Light slowly but surely reeling in Rafael Santos here as they come back down through, as we have the 58 car of I don't remember who that is right now, but Ethan Amberg following through. Yeah.
All right, now as we see the pit stops happening for the GTD crew, we got a couple on pit road for the LMP2 class. That's Javon Thompson now coming down pit road. Ryan Bird, Aaron Kraulick now down pit road for your GTP class. Eric Molinati coming down the back straight away. We may see it again here where LMP2 might get really close to the front, might lead an overall lap here next time by, as Eric Molinati does stay out. Ryan Bird still on pit road here, as you can see him there. Eric Molinati now, he does make the pass. Your overall leader now is an LMP2. How crazy is that?
Yeah, we saw that at Daytona as well here with Molinati. He's built up a big gap here to Cameron Keeley. I believe it was 18 seconds down the back there. Unbelievable gap or distance he's built here. The pace in this 46 car is unrelenting tonight. Going through these first few turns of the course, going through Big Bend right now, turn 6. Going to continue on, headed for the hairpin, still leading in LMP2, and overall, unbelievable.
Yeah, Molinati putting on a clinic right now in LMP2. Cameron Keeley, I mean, Cameron Keeley's a strong car. He's got a nice 16-second gap over 3rd place in class, but he's not able to close in Eric at all. Eric's in his whole zip code right now, run his whole race, hitting his marks, and is doing an incredible job with it.
All right, Cameron Keeley, P2 overall right now, still not making a pit stop. The fuel mileage on these LMP2s are absolutely insane, as they can go a lot further than anybody else on track right now, as Ryan Bird now comes to the inside, almost to the inside of the 63. Cameron Keeley still holding on to that P2 overall, P2 in his class as well, when Eric Molinati still leading this race. Ryan Bird just being very cautious here, very methodic as well. He's going to take over the overall here soon and continue to hold on to it as pit stops for the LMP2s happen. As you can see him go to the inside of Cameron Keeley. Cameron Keeley giving him that position. And now Ryan Bird, P2 overall, as Eric Molinati is coming through the final corner. You can see him here. Here he comes down pit road.
Here it is. Pit sequences here for the LMP2 guys. You see your overall leader, Molinati, take over the lead here in LMP2. Unbelievable. As now, we're going to see Bird continue to lead here. He's going to retake the overall, and he's going to be their new overall leader, as he's got a 3.9-second gap over Kraulick, who he was putting on a good fight with there earlier. Here comes Ryan Bird across the line to retake the overall lead, and here comes Kraulick, still lurking back here in the Tide Ride. Maybe an opportunist moment like we've seen earlier can get back in contention here with Bird as he continues to run here in P2 through turn 1 now.
Ryan Bird was hoping that the LMP2 cars would have pit a whole lap sooner. He actually lost quite a bit of time at that gap to Kraulick, because Kraulick did not have the traffic in front of him when Bird was stuck behind the 63 car of Keeley. So Bird's really happy to see them pit. He was happy to get them clear, and I think Kraulick's even happier to see them pit, because now we can start to work on that gap and slowly start to reel in Ryan Bird.
Absolutely. So right now, 34 minutes into this race, Ryan Bird is leading overall in P1 in the GTP class. Aaron Kraulick P2, Blake Nave P3 in his class and overall. Eric Molinati P1 in his class of LMP2, P4 overall. Drew Hopkins is P4 for GTP. Cameron Keeley P2 for the LMP2s. DeMarcus Rogers, currently on pit road, is P3 for his class. As we go down to our GTD class, Shane McCoy coming out with a almost 8-second lead to second place of Zohar Kabani, with Brian B right behind Zohar in that number 27 Ferrari. So that is your top three in each class. Lots of racing going on right now. 35 minutes now into this race, and we have seen some great things so far, and we're going to take you guys to the closest battle on track right now, which is Jesse Canales and Peter Cheney.
Yeah, Jesse Canales on the recovery train right now as you see a bunch of GTP traffic go by. That was some great moves there to get through that traffic, but that GTP car. But here it is, Canales on the comeback trail as we see the GTP. Oh, that was a really aggressive move there. Unbelievable action as he goes by the 06 Porsche 911 there. As we see these guys continue to battle here for position. This is Breaky as well as Canales, and I believe that is the 06. Not sure who the 06, I don't even want to pronunciate that name. I would butcher that too immensely as he continues the lead here, or continues to hold this position going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, using that draft off the lap car of 06 to try to try to increase that gap behind of those two Canales, but Freaky slowly starting to reel in these guys behind him too. Oh, meanwhile, he gets thrown on the outside. He takes the corner wide. That allows Canales to sneak on through and take the position away, but he's going to hold on tight to the inside as they make their way down towards turn one.
Look at Jesse Canales go, taking that prime opportune time to get around Peter Cheney. Oh, he goes off in corner one off the exit there. Peter Cheney trying to come back, not going to be able to. The Jesse Canales in the 76 going to be able to hold off that 369 of Peter Cheney as he goes after the 06 now. That 06 is a lap down at the moment, so not for position. The 76 trying to make quick work of it as he is experiencing some pressure from behind of that 369 Ferrari as these guys now come into the hairpin. The 06 to the outside and the 76 to the inside, and the 76 is going to take that position. Now, it's up to Peter Cheney to get around that lap traffic. Let's see what he can do in the coming corners.
Yeah, Peter Cheney going to get right up to the rear bumper. A little bit of bumper business here to the 06 Porsche as he's going to close down here into the hairpin. This is a great opportunity to make this happen. He's not going to be able to get to the inside. Not aggressive enough on the brakes. The 06 is holding that position just fine right now as we're going to continue here off the exit of this corner. As you see Cheney maybe playing a little bit of different lines here, closing this gap down to the 06. He's going to draw in real close here. Another straightaway opportunity here to get a little bit of draft here down the straightaway to close this gap. As these guys are going to continue here nose to tail through this part of the track.
Canales, a big fan of that open air in front of him, and even bigger fan of the lap car between him and Cheney, as he's going to try to use that to increase his gap. Meanwhile, the 06 slow corner, Cheney almost gets into the back of him. That's going to allow Canales to pull away even further, and Cheney actually loses time to the lap car in front of him. Now he's going to try to use the straightaway and use the draft of the 06 to try to reel him back in as they make their way down towards turn 17 right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as the gaps have increased between the positions on track, I think this would be a great opportunity to go on board with our overall leader of Ryan Bird to show you guys a little bit of a glimpse to see what it's like to drive around Sebring with the fastest car on track. Currently, Ryan Bird. So let's go on board with our Dega Boys cam. And maybe let's hand it off to Dallas here. Dallas, why don't you talk a little bit about what these drivers are experiencing when they're going through this track?
As they come out of turn 17 here, trying to get through the bumps, running down the straightaway, trying to use that run. If you have the draft cart in front of you, to gain as much speed down into turn one. Hitting your braking zone is very important in turn one because it is a blind, very blind left-handed corner. You cannot see the X of it at all, and you do not want to run wide because of the sand there. As you see, he's going to be held up with a little bit of traffic. It's able to clear the GTD car really quick, but not going to be able to clear the prototype in front of him, who's struggling to get around the GTD in front of him. But holding tight through the S's here as you try to make your way full throttle now down here towards turn 7 is the really tight hairpin. He's going to use the inside run here, take a late braking, but keep the car straight, late turn in, but try to get the good drive off and hold up that speed as they come down here through turns 8 and 9 right now. Having a good balance on your car to make it through these long, sweeping, wide out sections is very important. Like, again, the track is very flat. got to have good tire grip in order to make these corners. He was able to see that car is planted on the racetrack as they come up through here, back down towards, heading down towards the S's as they come down towards the back straightaway. This is actually my favorite part of the track here, nailing these corners, the braking zones, and trying to get that runoff, getting close to the curbing, but not hitting the curbing to disrupt the car as much as you can. Very important through here to gain all of that speed. As you can see, just absolutely putting on a clinic with this, taking this corner wide, and this is the one corner you got to be careful not to hit that curb because you will spin out. Take the wide runoff and use the draft of the cars in front of you down towards turn 17, back towards the finish line. So.
All right, this corner right here, very important to get a good run off of to go back towards the start-finish line. Ryan Bird really taking advantage of that right now with all the lap traffic that he had to deal with during that lap. As you can see, one lap around Sebring right then and there. Ryan Bird giving us a great bird's eye view of what was going on there. A great lap for himself as he put in a 149.98 with all of that lap traffic. Truly a great lap to be shown there by Ryan Bird. So we'll go now back to your closest battle on track. Here we go, Brian B and Rafael Santos. This is for P3 in the GTD class.
Oh, wheel to wheel, Santos and Brian Berthume continuing to battle here. Looks like Santos is going to take that position. Brian B going to follow him here into turn 10, I believe this is, or off of turn 13, excuse me, as he's going to continue to close this gap here down to Rafael Santos, maybe losing a little bit of time here actually, as Santos did a fantastic job to get by him. Going to continue here as we're heading for Le Mans. This is a great opportunity for Brian B to use his braking advantage here off of turn 16 if he can get a great run. This is an opportunity on into turn 17, Sunset Bend. Is your next best passing opportunity down the backstretch now. Brian B going to continue in the tire tracks of Rafael Santos.
Yeah, Brian B trying to use the momentum coming off the corner. I think Santos just got a better exit, so he's trying to use that draft as much as he can behind Santos, closing that gap, but Santos is not letting him. We'll see here as they follow in the same footsteps of each other, coming back down out of 17, hitting those bumps, trying to get the good exit. Brian's car handled that section a lot better. He's able to close in on Santos, got it down to within a car length coming down the straightaway. He was able to use the momentum down the straightaway, down into turn 1 to make a move. As they run down into turn 1, Brian not able to make him move to the inside, but he's going to get a good exit off of there to close in that gap as they head down towards turn 3.
All right, another opportunity now for Brian as they got an LMP2 behind him. Let's see what this LMP2 does, even though he knows that these two cars are battling for position as they come through the final corner to come down the straightaway that leads into the hairpin. Here comes the LMP2 on the outside of Brian B. Let's see if he takes it the same way with Rafael. He does to the outside. Maybe Brian can get a little bit of a draft here now coming into the hairpin. He's not going to be able to make up much ground, but the hairpin he executes perfectly. And he gains a little bit of time now to Rafael as they come into the final sectors of this racetrack here at Sebring. Let's see if he can make up any more ground to Rafael.
As they come down into here, now they come back down towards the S section. Brian's able to get a good exit. Again, trying to get his front end of the bumper of Rafael Santos, try to disrupt him a little bit. Make him question what he's doing as they go down into the corner. He's able to get another good run down in there. He is right on the back bumper of Santos as they come down along straight back down towards Le Mans here. Santos trying to get the good run on the inside to keep that gap out. Brian B falling back a little bit, but Brian has been a lot stronger on the brakes as he tries to make the move to the inside, not able to make it work. Now Santos is able to pull away a little bit now as they come down towards the back straight.
Ooh, the 27 getting really loose there, coming down the back straightaway, and he's going to lose a lot of time to Rafael now as another LMP2, that's Nicholas Pressey, comes by Brian B as he's going to look to the inside of Rafael now. Is that going to mess up his final corner? Turn 17 is here, and Brian B shoves it real deep, trying to make up as much ground as he can, but it's not going to work to his favor. Now Ryan Bird going to come around the Brian B in that number 27 Ferrari as he also goes around Rafael Santos. This battle continues on, and it's still it is the closest battle on track at the moment. So as Brian B tries to get back to the rear bumper here, the battle rages on for GTD, a podium finish here tonight.
Yeah, through turns 3 and 4 into turn 5. Brian B gonna maybe set something up here for the hairpin. If he can get close enough here through Big Bend, maybe set something up here into the hairpin as he's gonna continue in the tire tracks of the 65 of Santos. This might be an opportunity. Does he get aggressive on the brakes here? As we see the second place, Kralik in the GTP closing in behind him as well. As here we are into the hairpin now, turn 7. In through the S's, it looks like Brian B was not close enough to make a lunge, but here comes Kralik into the grass, into the dirt. He's gonna try and go around the outside of Brian B. Now where does he go? Crossover move to the outside of Santos. Great move there by Kralik to get through this GTD traffic, as it looks like Brian Berthiaume losing a little bit of time here to Santos get aggressive on the brakes again.
Yeah, Kralik did a fantastic job getting around that lap traffic. Not a very easy spot on this track at all to pass, especially with Santos and Brian B being on 2 different lines. Was able to split the difference to get around them without a problem. Was not able to disrupt this battle at all. And this a very tight race here as they come back down again, down the straight, down towards Lamar, towards 17. It looks like Rafael Santos able to pull up a bigger gap on Brian B. He gets a good exit through the S's here. Take turn 16 out wide, get a good launch off 16. We'll see if Brian's able to close in that gap a little bit. Looks like he's got a little bit more momentum. Try to catch back up as they go down 17 towards 17.
Yeah, that exit on 16 is so important. Like you said, Dallas, when we did that little onboard there with your race leader, Ryan Bird, getting that exit on turn 16 is so important to set you up for 17. He wasn't close enough to make any move here through Sunset. This is a great opportunity to maybe get in the tire checks. Turn 1's not a really great passing opportunity, but we're going to see if he can close this gap, as it looks like Santos just doing a fantastic job. Race management right now, controlling this lead up front as we're going to head for turn 1. Into turn 1, we're going to see Santos maybe go a little defensive here, right down against the wall. Brian B a little wider of an entry. That's going to hurt his exit, though, as Santos continues to open this gap up as we head towards turn 3.
Yeah, Santos in that Porsche just seems to have a better grip of this track right now. This car seems a lot more stable. You see Brian get a little loose coming off of the corners from time to time. Santos definitely has a better handle on this track right now than Brian, but Brian doing everything he can to at least try to maintain that gap through Santos. Probably knows he doesn't have anything for him right now, but maybe try to catch him with pit strategy or see if Santos makes a mistake. But doing a very good job maintaining that gap.
Oh, Brian comes around!
Brian spins around as he comes back through the hairpin. They're able to keep it off the wall, it looks like. Gets back on track, though, but that's going to allow Alex Light to move on through. Alex Light now put him into P4, and Ethan Amberg gets on through for P5. Ryan slips all the way back to P6 now.
Wow, so unfortunate there for Brian Berthiaume, losing these 2 positions here, trying to really aggressive to close that gap to Santos. But now Amberg and Alexander Light take advantage. They're going to be up into a P4 and a P5 position now in the GTD class. Is Amberg doing a fantastic job keeping pace here with Alexander Light, both on the same pit strategy. We saw Amberg close a little bit of that gap. Oh, as he runs wide, announcer's jinx. Oh my goodness. As now we're going to see, I believe that's Brad Haldane go by in that 97. Beautiful Dega Boys paint scheme there in the LMP2, as he's going to go by Alexander Light as well. Oh, he thought better of it. Little bit of risk first reward here through 15. Didn't want to be super aggressive, as now we're going into turn 16, as you see that beautiful Dega Boys LMP2, but Brad Haldane clear these GTD traffic.
Brad Haldane making that move on Alex Light, though, did slow down Alex Light a lot. That allowed Ethan Amberg to make that gap even closer than it was before. Ethan Amberg now going to try to use the momentum that he got with that gap to ride down into Sunset here as they come back through. Alex holding that inside line very strong. The car's very stable. It looks like coming off corner exit. Able to get that run and has now increased that gap a little bit on Ethan Amberg. Meanwhile, we see more LMP2 traffic trying to make their way through these guys. That looks like that was, I believe that's Nick Pressey, if I'm not mistaken. No, it is Javon Thompson. Javon Thompson making it through here, splitting the gap between them right now. Cuts back down to the inside. And meanwhile, behind Javon, now we got even more. We got another battle going on.
Oh, Alex is around.
Alex is around. Look at that. Oh, everything is changing on this track so fast right now.
Yeah, mistakes are being the name of the game right now. We saw Brian Berthiaume make a mistake. Now Alexander Light makes a mistake. He's going to lose several positions. You can see Canales back there now. Canales has got a sniff at the top of the podium positions here in the GTD class, as he had that early mistake, and now he's on the recovery trail. Unbelievable turn of events with the LMP2 traffic. Maybe a little bit of pressure there by Javon Thompson behind Alexander Light forced him into a mistake. Unfortunate there, but now we're going to see if Canales can close this gap as we're leaving the S's now, headed for turn 10.
Yeah, that's very, very important mistake on Alex. This GTD class is extremely tight competition, so that's going to cost him a lot harder to make up time on here than these prototypes have been able to. I know he's not going to be happy with that. Maybe try something different with the pit strategy to try to make that move up. But unfortunately for Alex, that was a very, very poor mistake, as we got some GTP traffic trying to cut through these guys as well right now. But Canal is doing what he can to try to catch up to Alex and maybe try to take over that P7 position or P6 position away from Alex.
Yeah, Alex continuing to hold his P6 position. He's going to continue on here into turn 15 and 16 Lamar section here. As you see, he runs a little wide there. Maybe Canales has got an opportunity here to close this gap down to Alexander Light. That gap right now at 1.2 seconds as he exits turn 16. You see some more LMP2 traffic. That's your race leader in LMP2. That's Molinati. Can he close this gap to Canales before we get to Sunset? He is going to go to the inside. Should make this overtake pretty easy here. A good opportunity down the back straightaway to make this pass. Now he's on the pursuit of Alexander Light. This could affect this opportunity here for Alexander Light to hold his position. Nope, it looks like the 46 of Molinati is going to make an easy pass here down the front straightaway. Alexander Light's not going to be affected by that, as now we're going to continue on here into turn 1 as we see now the 7-11 of Plotas making his move to the GTDs.
Yeah, I believe that now puts Molinati ahead of. I think he has the top. Everybody in the top 7's on the lead lap. I think he has lapped everybody up to 8th now. But Plotas trying to get around this as much as he can to keep close to that leader. If the leader makes a mistake, to try to get his lap back. But Alex Light putting on, holding on his line there really good. He's not able to make it around him right now, but he should have the opportunity here as they go down the straightaway towards the hairpin. As he's able to clear Alex Light easily, but that's going to allow Canales to close in that gap a little bit. Was at about 1.6 seconds, got it down to 1.3 as they come into the hairpin right now.
Yeah, as we see Canales continuing to run down Alexander Light, still in the tire tracks, running P7 in the GTD class. We saw the LMP2 Plotas finally get by the GTD traffic. Canales on the recovery trail. We've mentioned this before, had that mistake through the Lamar section earlier in this race. Fell back in positions. He was your early pole sitter here in the GTD class, and he's been on the recovery train ever since. Do we see another pit stop by the end of this race? Could that also throw a wrench into this for strategy-wise towards the end of it? We saw Alexander Light and we saw Amberg really take advantage of that first pit sequence and gaining some track position. Maybe the opposite can happen here for the 76 of Canales, as he's going to continue here through 13 and 14, now headed for the Lamar section.
It'll be really interesting to see if they try to change up the pit strategy. You saw them pit at about 35 minutes into the first thing, so you'd have to imagine that they're going to need another pit stop, meaning that they couldn't make it from here. Try to use that pit stop now, get the fresh tires, get that track position while you can possibly. Try something different at this. You got times winding down, 50 minutes down. We only got 23 minutes left at this point. Time's running out for these guys to make their moves, so we'll see if they try anything different here as we approach 22 minutes left in this race.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about 23 or 22 minutes away from the end of this race. We are going to go into a full throttle segment for you guys, give you guys some great looks, some great sounds for you guys to enjoy with this beautiful, wonderful IMSA engine noises that we get. And with that being said, we'll be right back with you guys for the end of this race. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here for the last 15 minutes of this race. We saw a great battle happening here between Zohar Kabani and Rafael Santos. Rafael Santos now putting just about an 8/10 of a second gap now in between himself and Zohar as they continue to go through the S's and down the back straightaway now. P2, excuse me, being battled out for the GTD class. As we'll go back here as an even closer battle. It's Brian B and Alexander Light now coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, this battle's going to continue on. You're going to see Maylard in the LMP2 car go by on the outside. But here comes Brian Berthume on the recovery trail here, trying to get back by Alexander Light. Had that mistake, lost the track position, but now here he is. Going to be challenging Alexander Light here in the Sunset. Alexander Light's going to go real defensive to an inside line. Brian B with a little bit of an arc here through Sunset. He's going to close up to the bumper here. It looks like Alexander Light's going to get a great run here off of turn 17. What does this battle endure into turn 1?
Yeah, Brian going to use that momentum off of turn 1. He had a great run there. Had to check up a little bit, lost a little bit of speed, but he's got a much faster car through these corners. He's able to get it in there. Looks like Alex runs a little wide in there. Brian's able to keep a tighter line, gets a nice run off of there as they head up towards turns 3 and 4 right now.
Now coming through 3 and 4, Brian getting back to the rear bumper of Alexander Light. Let's see if he can do anything here. These curbs on the inside of the corners proving really detrimental. If you get into them, there's Alexander Light now getting into the dirt there, but not sacrificing a lot of time. Now going to be coming into the hairpin. Alexander Light really coming in with a head of steam. Already have a half-second gap between himself and Brian, but look at Brian! The braking power of that Ferrari! He's coming back with a vengeance now to try to take over that P5 position.
As they come back down through here, they come back up into looks like turns 10 and 11 right now. Brian going to use that Ferrari, try to get on that brakes. He's able to close that gap in there, but Alex is able to get a good run off, maintaining that gap at about 3 car lengths now as they come through 11 and 12, back into 13, the fast right-hander of 13. Now going down the long curve straight as they come down through there. Brian getting good run off of 13, trying to use that momentum as they come down here towards 15 and 16.
Brian still losing a little bit of time to Alex. Alex might be just a smidge quicker here now coming through the backside S's. They're going to be coming through the final corner to the back straightaway. As you see Molinati there trying to get around these GTD cars. He's going to go to the inside of Brian now down the back straightaway. Same with Alexander Light. Not going to be much of a game changer here for Brian as they come through the final corners. Alexander Light still holding on to that P5 position at the moment as Brian continues to chase him down. Everybody else around in this race right now, Shane McCoy leading the GTDs with about 6 seconds to second place. Eric Molinati, a big gap between himself and Cameron Keeley. Ryan Bird and Aaron Kralik still out front, a 15-second gap, almost 16-second gap now it is, between Ryan Bird and Aaron Kralik now, as Ryan still the overall leader here at Sebring with just about 14 minutes to go here, or 11 minutes to go here at Sebring.
Yeah, as you see, this is a great run we've seen by Bird all night long. Had a little bit of battles early on. Oh, he runs wider in 15. He's going to get that thing back on the track. Almost an upso moment there for the 49 of Bird. He's going to continue off of turn 16, continuing to lead here. We're closing in on to 10 minutes remaining in this race. What a fantastic race it's been so far.
Yeah, Jay just giving everybody that announcer's curse tonight. We go into that battle with Brian. Brian spins out. We go to the battle with Alex. Alex spins out. Talk about how good Ryan Bird's doing. And what does he do? He puts it and gets it off the curb. But yeah, he's put on just an absolute clinic here with the GTP. That battle with Kralik earlier. And once he got space from him, was able to pull away. He's just nice, consistent lap times and putting on an absolute good run here in this race.
Absolutely. Ryan Bird still putting in the work. 35 laps in the book for himself now as he's coming down to the hairpin now. As you can see him going to be catching some LMP2 traffic. I believe that is Nick Pressey. Yes, it is. Nick Pressey, P3 in LMP2. A great run for himself tonight. as he gets into the announcer's jinx. I tell you what, it's going very strong here tonight. The leader of LMP2's now coming down pit road for his final pit stop. That's Eric Molinati putting on a clinic for the LMP2 class right now, as you can see him getting slowly into his box, going to try and get a good pit stop in here to continue to stay in P1.
Yeah, I think we have a side-by-side battle here in GTD for P5. I believe that's Brian Berthium to the outside of Alexander Light here. Side-by-side here, headed for turn 3. It looks like Alexander Light's going to hold that position, but Brian B with the crossover move here into turn 3. He isn't able to make it happen. Looks like Alexander Light's going to get some great drive off of turn 3. Through turn 5 now, this is an opportunity to stay close as we have that hairpin coming in turn 7. Through Big Bend now. Can he close the gap here to head for 7 to make a move into the hairpin?
Only 9 minutes left for these guys. That's only a few more laps that these guys are going to be able to run. Brian has to be very careful in planning out his moves. He can't make mistakes like that last one. Knows that his time is limited. Probably going to take this next lap. Figure out what he really needs to do. Maybe use that lap traffic or use the faster car of the GTP to try to make his move through there. Alex is able to get through this nice corner quickly as they come down towards 10 and 11.
Brian B now back to the rear bumper of the 34 BMW as they come through the next set of corners. Lots of high-speed corners here as they're going to go into a real short speed corner here as Brian still getting real close to the rear bumper of the 34. A little bit off track by another GTD in front of him. Here comes the 711 of Plotos trying to get to the outside of Brian B, and Brian B shuts that down real quickly. The 711 giving a lot of respect on track right now to let the 27 and 34 duke it out as they are going to be coming down the back straightaway now. This is going to be prime opportune time for that 711 to pass now. Plotas going to be coming under attack by the 47 of DeMarcus. Look, these are two different battles happening on track right now for position. Look at them go. Brad Haldane is there too. 3 cars for 1 position as they're coming into the final corner.
Yeah, this is some great action. GTD battle and an LP2 battle, and they're all navigating through each other. Look at Brett Haldane! Holy cow! He just made turn 17 his place to make a move. Here he is going for Rogers now into turn 1. That was to the outside. Can he make it happen? Looks like he's going to follow through, maybe with a little bit of crossover with the massive run here off of turn 1. Headed for turn 2 now. Can Brett Haldane make it happen? Into turn 3. He's looking to the inside. He's not going to make the aggressive move. He's going to follow him here off of turn 3.
That crossover was gorgeous. Unfortunately, he was not able to make him work, but that move he pulled down to 17 on the inside of Alex Light brought him even closer with Brian B. But this battle with the LMP2s is insane. Brad now trying to use the momentum that he gained through there down into turn 7, getting hard on the brakes, trying to gain as much time in as he can on Rogers as they exit the corners. Rogers is able to pull away slightly, and Brad Haldane follows behind again.
Brad Haldane now, he's got a 7/10 gap between himself and the 47 of DeMarcus Rogers. Now coming into a hard braking zone. This is where Brad shines. He can make up a lot of ground on the braking, but I think what we're going to be watching here, coming into the last corner, turn 17, that's where Brad is going to shine and see if he can get back around DeMarcus Rogers for a P6 position on track. The 39 of Brad Haldane now just staying real close to the 47, coming into the final set of S's as they got a little bit of GTD traffic. That's the 12 of Ethan Amberg. Now Brad to the inside. Oh, he grabs a lot of corner. He's going to lose a lot of time. The 12 goes off track here, and it looks like that gap between Brad and DeMarcus doubled there, as now Brad's got a lot of work ahead of him to try to get back to the rear bumper of DeMarcus.
Yeah, that was definitely not the turn 16 that Brad Haldane wanted. He's lost a lot of time here to DeMarcus, but oh, here comes the 711 for a pit stop. P5 still up for grabs for these boys, as now the 711 is going to make a pit stop. So now Rogers promotes himself up to the P5 position. Now Brad Haldane, all this work he's got to do to get right back to the rear bumper of the 47 of Rogers to put the fight back on him for that P5 position. Here, headed for turn 3 now. We saw Brad Haldane not be able to make that aggressive move last time by here through turns 3. Does a great job this time through turn 4, through turn 5, closing this gap as we know we have that hairpin coming up as we're going to go through Big Bend. But we are closing in on the Dega Boys. 5 minutes to go here at Sebring.
5 minutes left. Brad running out of time to make this move. Brad has a faster car, I believe. I think he's going to use the next lap to kind of get himself set up nicely to make a final push here. He probably is only going to have one more opportunity to make this move, and he's going to try to make the most of it. Now he's got to navigate the lap traffic of the GTD car of Zohair, who's running a fantastic race himself. Comes down to the corner. Has made up a lot of time on Rogers already. That was 4 or 5 tenths of a second right there alone on that straight. Brad now using that momentum that he's gained and running through the turns 12 and 13. Coming out of 13 now, heading down towards the turns 14 and Le Mans.
All right, Brad Haldane now coming through the final corners for this lap. He's going to try to get closer to the car in front of him, DeMarcus Rogers in the 47. The 47, though, he's having to deal with a little bit of Rafael Santos, a lock up there. Here comes Brad Haldane. He has cut that gap down. He's to the inside on the back straightaway, side by side for P5. Brad Haldane taking over that position, and now coming into turn 17. He's going to hold on to P5 for now as he comes into the corner, and DeMarcus Rogers not going to have much for him, as now Brad Haldane coming off of turn 17, he is going to come by the start-finish line in P5. A serious sequence of events there. Now DeMarcus Rogers is going to have that target on Brad Haldane to try to get that P5 back.
Unbelievable. Last time by turn 16, Brad Haldane lost all that time to Rogers. This time it works back into his favor, but Rogers is not giving up here. Dives it in there into turn 3. He's going to follow him here through turn 5. Brad Haldane using an alternate line here through 5. But here comes Rogers. He's going to follow real close behind here through Big Bend, but we got some GTD traffic ahead. And then that's your race leader in GTD. That is McCoy. This could get interesting. As look at Brad Haldane. He was looking to the inside here in a 7. Did not make it happen, but here comes Rogers. Bumper business here through the S's. This could be big here with the GTD traffic in the play here.
GTD traffic slowed up. Rogers allowed Haldane to get by, and now the favor looks like it's going to get returned as Rogers able to gain in that gap on Haldane. He is right back to his back bumper now as we come out here through turns 10 and 11. Rogers is keeping it within 3 car lengths, down to 2 car lengths through the corners. Hard on the brakes. Rogers is able to go to maintain that gap. Trying to get a good run off. Runs it a little wide, but keeps that momentum going as he's now within a car length of Haldane. Going down turns 14, heading towards 15, 16 in Le Mans. Trying to make this work, trying to use that momentum, comes through the right-hander, trying to get everything he can. There's going to be even more GTD traffic as they try to come through. Brad gets slowed down coming through 16. That allows Rogers to get right to his back bumper. Rogers on his back bumper coming down the straightaway as they push towards turn 17 right now.
Coming down the back straightaway, here comes the 47 to the outside. Brad Haldane once again side by side for P5 going into 17. Oh, the 47 goes real wide. He gets loose. He's got to catch it. He's got to get off the gas. Brad Haldane coming out on top once again off of turn 17. A 7/10 of a second gap now as they cross the start-finish line. 2 minutes to go here at Sebring as they go into turn 1. That gap very slowly decreasing now between Brad and DeMarcus. DeMarcus got a great run off of turn 1 and into turn 2, 3, 4, and 5 now. The 47 back to the rear bumper of the 39.
Yeah, great job by DeMarcus to be able to calm and collected to regain this time back to Haldane. Here we are through Big Bend, headed for the hairpin. Maybe an opportunity to get heavy on the brakes here for DeMarcus. He might be looking. He's not close enough to make a move here into turn 7, excuse me. Off the hairpin had Haldane, leading him through the S's now.
Leader just took 1 lap to go, and they are behind these guys. That means these guys have 2 more laps to duke this out. They have 2 more laps to duke this out. Rogers doing everything he can to reel in Haldane. This battle is coming down to the very last second as we come down through here, coming out of, I believe, 10 and 11 right now, coming back towards turns 12 and 13. Rogers right on the back bumper of Haldane, doing everything he can to reel him in as they come out of turn 13 right now.
As this battle continues on, we're going to go to our leader with white flag out in the air, and I'll let Jay take it away as we go through the final lap with Ryan Bird.
What an amazing race it's been from Ryan Bird as he finished here, or he started this race in a P2 position. Had to battle all night long for the lead with Crowley, as well as James Pierce. Here he is setting up for turn 14. That's your second place there in GTD. That's Santos. He's going to go by cleanly here through 14. Heading for the Le Mans section now. The final time here tonight at Sebring through turns 15. Great run here through 15. Made a mistake once earlier tonight. Not going to make another one here. Off Le Mans, turn 16 down the back here for the final time. Unbelievable race, unbelievable pace. He's built up a 16-second gap over Kralik, who's in P2. Here he is, going to go through turn 17. In through Sunset Bend one last time tonight. Nice, cool, and collected, methodical entry and exit here off of 17. But tonight, here in the Sebring 75-minute, it's going to go to Ryan Bird in the GTP.
A great run by Ryan Bird as we switch to Eric Kralik, Eric Molinati in the LMP2 class. That 46 machine has been the absolute class of the night tonight in LMP2. A huge gap between himself and P2 and LMP2 of Cameron Keeley. 28 seconds. As you can see him coming through the hairpin, nobody has been able to challenge that 46 machine tonight as he is coming through 8, 9, and 10 here. The next couple of corners, it's got a clean track. He's got a clean track now coming through these next sets of corners. The 46, Eric Molinati, making a statement in Daytona, now making a statement at Sebring. And as he now comes through the final back end corners of Sebring, coming down the straightaway once again, not having many cars in front of him. That is 6th and 5th LMP2s of Brad Haldane and Marcus Rogers. While that battle had been happening on track, Brad Haldane does prevail to hold on to that P5, but Eric Molinati now coming down the back straightaway off of 16 with another perfect corner off of that 46 machine, and coming in to the final corner. Turn 17. One more corner to go for Eric Molinati to secure the checker flag here at Sebring. The number 46 GSR machine going to take home the checker flag here at Sebring.
As we come back down through, the leader of the GTD class finishing up their final lap here. McCoy has put on an absolute clinic today. A perfect race has run through here, is able to maintain that gap back to Santos. They're coming off of turn 17 for the final time. Jay McCoy going to be your winner tonight in the 75 minutes of Sebring for the GTD class.
What a great run by all. Shay McCoy coming and winning the GTD class here at Sebring. Rafael Santos, P2, Zohar Kabani rounding out your podium for GTD. Your winner in LMP2, Eric Molinati, with Cameron Keeley finishing P2, Nick Pressey finishing P3, Ryan Bird, the overall winner for tonight in the GTP class, with Aaron Kralik behind him, and Blake Nave in the number 51 Porsche. What a great comeback story for that 51 machine to come out here and finish on the podium. A great drive by Blake Nave in that 51 to come home P3. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys rounded up for our post-race interviews. All right, let's go ahead and bring down... Well, let's just start with Ryan Bird here. Because, actually, let's go ahead and start with Eric Molinati, because he is in the waiting room, and we can start with him. Eric Molinati! This is Thomas J. and Dallas in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. You guys yourself?
Oh man, what a great race we got to witness here tonight. Especially your drive. You had a phenomenal drive here tonight. 28-second gap between yourself and second place. Talk to us a little bit. What was it like on track, dealing with a little bit of lap traffic there, having some great fuel mileage as well, leading an overall lap here tonight at Sebring? And how much practice and time did you put into this?
We just started testing for the Sebring 12, so I'm about maybe 30 to 50 laps in. The setup is already looking amazing. Pace looks really good on the long run. So we're getting ready for next weekend. So this was test number 1.
Yes, absolutely. Now, on track, what was it like with the GTD cars out there, with the GTP cars out there? Lots of give and take. Did you experience that? Was it or was it a little bit of struggle here with the really small race course that is Sebring?
It's not too bad. When you have a big gap, you can manage where you're going to pass and where you're not going to pass. And, given the GTDs some, err on the side of graciousness with them, especially with the gap that I had. So it wasn't too bad. There's definitely a couple hairy moments, but other than that, pretty easy, run of the mill. Great race for us.
Absolutely, it was. Congratulations on yet again another win for the LMP2 class. I'm going to hand you off here to Dallas and then Dallas to Jay. Dallas, do you have anything for Eric here tonight?
I don't have much for you tonight, Eric. It was so much fun to watch you out there. You put on a great show. You were in control of that car all night long, and good luck on your Sebring 12 hours because you did really good tonight. So I wish you the best and congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, great job tonight. Another victory here in this series, this season here at Sebring. A phenomenal job. The pace was unrelenting by you tonight. Who do you have to thank for this performance?
Man, just us and the guys at Geodesic. We've been putting together this package for Sebring already, and we're off to a good start. So we're excited to see what we can do. And all the guys there are working hard all week long to make sure we have a fast race car.
All right, well, congratulations on your class win tonight. Once again, Eric Molinati taking home a win here at Sebring. Congratulations, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Thanks again, guys. Have a great one.
You too. All right, that was your LMP2 winner for tonight. Let's go ahead and go down to our GTD winner tonight, Shay McCoy, as he is now ready. Shay, this is Thomas, Jay, and Dallas in the booth. You got a copy?
Brother.
Wow, what a race you put on tonight. An absolute barn burner speed that you had in that Lamborghini, which was kind of unexpected. We don't see a lot of Lamborghinis up here coming out and putting down some absolute flyers like this. But Shay, how long did you practice for this race here tonight?
For today, basically.
I
just started driving this Lambo because everyone was driving the Porsche, so I figured I'd give something new a try. But yeah, it was fun, man. I got lucky in the beginning, just because Jess had a bad corner. I got a run on him down the back straight, and I managed to hold on. But Santos was coming up fast, so I was a little worried there for a bit.
Well, you seem to hold on to it. You seem to hold your own as well in this tight course of Sebring that it is. Tell us a little bit about the on-track racing that you experienced, especially being the bottom class of this series, the GTD series. How was it on track with the LMP2s and the GTPs here tonight at Sebring?
I mean, I was good. I just did what GT3 is supposed to do, stick to the line, hope that they go around. I mean, there's a few times where I had a high enough lead where I was just like, I'm going to get out of the way for these guys. But no, it was good racing all around, man. To be perfectly honest, it was a little uneventful for me there for a while, but, it was fun.
Uneventful, but still leading the race and coming out with the win. Congratulations on your P1 tonight. Look, I'm going to hand you off to Dallas here, and then Dallas to Jay. They might have a couple of questions for you. But,
Sure.
Dallas, go ahead.
Yeah, crazy that you just decided to change the Lamborghini from the Porsche to be different, and then you come out here and you beat all the other Porsches that are out there. What did you learn tonight with the Lamborghini that you can apply in the future and make yourself a little bit quicker?
Well, the one thing I noticed when I got in the Lamborghini is it reminds me a lot of the Audi from ACC, which I had driven quite a bit. And so when I got into it, it was kind of just like a little less sketchy Porsche, basically. But it has a lot of the same Porsche features, like where it doesn't really like to be completely off throttle in a turn. Like it likes a little bit of throttle, instead of just pure coasting. I didn't take tires at the end, and I kind of wish I had taken 2 lefts just because I noticed my pace start to drop off there. But the other thing I'll say about the Lambo too is it's kind of Porsche in the sense that once it starts to go, it's very hard to recover. It does that pendulum thing. But man, it's a cool car. It sounds rad on the inside, not so great when you're in chase cam or whatever. But it's pretty cool, man. I dig it. It looks cool as well. So.
Yeah, you have an incredible looking car. That the paint you have on there is great. Definitely a standout, one of my favorites tonight. And it was nice seeing you run up front. So congratulations on the win.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, sir.
Yes, what an awesome race you had tonight, Shay. I mean, you put on a masterclass performance here in the GTD class. Looked like you had this thing in control from the beginning of the green flag, but who do you have to thank for this performance tonight?
I mean, all the homies that we raced with. That was like super fun, man. That was definitely white knuckling there in the beginning and like trying to build a gap and not have the draft behind me, obviously. So I don't know. It was pretty intense there for a little while, and then towards the end, I was like, after that last pit stop, I felt like I had a large enough lead. But no, man. Thanks to all you guys for putting this on and broadcasting. This is rad, dude. Really enjoyed myself, so thank you.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. We truly appreciate that. Shay, a masterclass drive tonight in the GTD here at Sebring. Congratulations once again on your P1 finish. Shay, we hope to see you in the next one.
You will, sir. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was your winner for tonight. Shay McCoy in the number 762 Lamborghini in the GTD class. Let's go ahead and bring down your overall winner, Ryan Bird. Ryan, this is Thomas, Jay, and Dallas in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Wow, Ryan, what a phenomenal race that you had here tonight. Look, you found yourself a couple of times behind Aaron Kralik there. You kind of make quick work of it, but at one point there, you two seem to have a really good battle going on here, especially like what we have on screen right now. You're behind Aaron Kralik going into turn one. What was that battle like between yourself and Aaron for the overall lead of the race?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's always fun racing with Aaron. Our teammates, obviously, so trying to keep it as clean as possible. But aero tight was crazy tonight. My setup wasn't very good behind another car, so even I felt like I had the pace on him. But once I was behind him, I had to just wait for him to make a mistake, and he got a little loose in one corner, and that was all I needed. But and then, I mean, traffic was crazy all night. Even behind an LMP2 car, I couldn't make a corner to save my life.
Yeah, and that was actually my next question. With being in the fastest car on track in this multi-class race, with the LMP2s, with the GTDs, what was that like? What was it? I mean, you talked a little bit about the aero tight, but when you came up to a group of GTDs, when you came up to a group of LMP2s, maybe even a mixture, what was it like in that number 49 machine trying to get around them?
Treacherous. The biggest problem, and I know a lot of guys are kind of fresh to the sports car stuff, so it's all right. Some of them try to get out of the way for you, and that's kind of the biggest no-no, because the closing rate's so big in these things. I've already committed to a line, and if you try to move out of the way for me, I'm probably going to end up just running into you, because if I try to hit the brakes at that point, it's going to be a big wreck. So it's kind of chaotic, because you have some guys that are a little more experienced just running their line, and some guys trying to get out of the way, and you're just kind of moving chicanes at that point.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of workings going on track. Not only are you battling for an overall, you're battling the other cars in the other classes as well. A huge closing rate difference. But overall, you come out on top. You put on a great show at the end there. 15 seconds between yourself and Aaron Kralik for the overall win of this race. A dominant performance done by the number 49 Cadillac here tonight. Congratulations on your P1 overall as well. I'm going to hand you off to Dallas, though, and Dallas to Jay. And they might have some questions for you. So, Dallas, take it away.
First off, congratulations once again. Really, the only thing I want to talk to you was that battle with James Spears early on. Obviously, it didn't end well for James, but it looked like it was kind of just more of like a netcode racing type deal. What was that like? And then, did you think you had a lot of damage? Did you think you were going to be able to recover with that?
Yeah, that was a fun battle. I wish it lasted more than 4 or 5 corners. We were racing really tight. Had a little netcode contact into one, which, if I had known that was netcode, I probably would have just given more space in general. You never know with the ping in these things. And then I was just trying to hold him tight down the long straight into the hairpin, and we got kind of netcode glued together and warped together, and it just fired him off into the inside wall over there. I had no idea how much damage I had, so I took my fast repair anyway. But yeah, I just wasn't sure. I kind of tiptoed the rest of that stint because I wasn't sure where I was at with damage.
Yeah, you seemed to. I know when Aaron was able to squeeze kind of by you guys there, and I like you guys were able to keep it close, but it just didn't seem like you had enough for Aaron. Aaron kind of seemed like the faster car, but again, congratulations on the win. It was a good recovery there. At least the fast repair probably helped that a little bit, but congratulations once again, and look forward to watching you race again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Ryan, fantastic masterclass race. I mean, put on an absolute clinic here tonight. Once you got the lead, you didn't look back. I picked you at the top. I just want to say that. I didn't jinx you here tonight. I've been doing that a lot to a lot of people here recently. But you got it done. Who do you have to thank for your performance here tonight?
All my teammates, aside from Aaron, most of them had a pretty rough night, but Thomas Walter, Aaron Kralik, Max Foner, even Dakota Moniz over in GT3s, all these guys running laps with them helps learn these cars so much.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Big shout out to their teammates. And I just want to tell you this right now, Ryan, whether it makes a difference or not, but the new points leader in the Nexus Sports Car Challenge GTP class, Ryan Bird. Congratulations on your win tonight and leading the points. And Ryan, we hope to see you in the next one.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
All right. Wow, guys, what an amazing race that we got to have tonight. I mean, we saw great battles on track all throughout the field. We saw great battles for the lead. I mean, even right here on screen, Ryan Bird, Aaron Kralik going at it. Teammates going at it, keeping it clean, keeping a good race for us here at Sebring. Overall, though, an hour and 15-minute passes. Ryan Bird taking the overall, Eric Molinati taking the LMP2 win, and Shay McCoy coming and winning the GTD class here tonight at Sebring.
Unbelievable race. From the start of the race, the green flag flew. We had a fantastic start. I mean, clean start with as many cars we had on track. Unbelievable with the blind turn one corner. We didn't have any incidents there, which was surprising. And then we get into the race and we have battles in the GTP class. It looked like you saw James Pierce kind of build a little bit of a lead. Ryan Bird stayed in touch with him there, was able to put the battle on. A fortunate incident there with James Pierce, a little bit of netcode issues there, took him out of this race. But then we saw Kralik contest there for the GTP win. Wow. Masterclass performance there by Ryan Bird tonight. He really put down a pace that was just unmatched here tonight. Gets the victory there. And then in the LMP2 class, what great battles we saw there all night long. Brad Haldane making moves. We saw Javon Thompson up there mixing up at points. Molinati, though, once he had that lead, he just checked out. Did what he did at Daytona, had the pace in that race car, and just built a immense gap there towards the end of this race. Cameron Keeley also had a really good run there in the LMP2 class. Nicholas Presley also had a pretty good run there in the LMP2 class as well. Great battles. And then in GTD, wow. Unbelievable. Shay McCoy with going a little off kilter here, going with the Lamborghini, ends up putting together a masterclass performance, controlled the lead, controlled the strategy all night long, gets the victory there. And then great battles from second to ninth in that class all race long. Guys making mistakes, losing positions, rebounding, making another mistake. It was just a battle of who could not make as many mistakes as the guy around them to find the way to the top of the boards there in the GTD class. Great racing here at Sebring. Sebring doesn't disappoint. The Nexus Sim race, the best races in the business, put on a fantastic show for everybody at home.
Yes, absolutely. 75 minutes complete here at Sebring. Ryan Bird once again taking the overall win. A great race here tonight. But let's go ahead and wind down this broadcast. Again, we just talked about it the other night, last night actually, with the PSCRL guys. If you want to become a member, a part of the Dega Boys, make sure you go to our channel, hit the join button, become a member, help us out a little bit. All the proceeds that come from there go right back into the channel to create better content for you guys. This man sitting right here, right to the right of me, Dallas Ewert, has been a fantastic supporter of our channel. In fact, the first supporter of our channel and continued supporter. He gets great opportunities to come on to broadcast with us, to come on and podcast with us, and potentially some more things if he's up to it. Some long run things that we've been talking about here on the Dega Boys channel. maybe some more opportunities to present itself while becoming a member of the Dega Boys channel. So thank you, Dallas, for being that person and helping us out. Thank you to all of our other members too, Stephen Downton, Josh Kreider, Teltaps. We truly appreciate you guys and your continued support of the Dega Boys channel. If you want some great merch, go check out our merch store. Again, you could go to our channel, scroll all the way over on the taskbar to store, and get yourself some great merch, like what Jay's wearing right now, a Big Daddy IMSA hat, Big Daddy NASCAR. Look, we've got some great stuff in there, constantly being updated. Again, all the support that goes to there goes right back into the channel to help create better content for you guys. We've got a lot of great socials out there, too. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok. We even got a Discord server. If you guys want to keep up with all the latest and greatest motorsports news, go ahead and join our Discord channel. All the links are down below in the description. Go ahead, follow us, join us. We have tons of fun. I mean, I can't even contain myself even talking about it. But with that being said, I'm actually going to hand it off to Jay here because, boy, do we got some good things to talk about. A podcast and, oh, man, I just get jitters talking about it. The freaking watch party this weekend.
First off, I want to start with the podcast. Oh, man. Faith in humanity is restored. Make NASCAR great again, baby. Oh, my God. I can't wait to talk to you guys. I wanted to jump on and do a podcast tonight. I am over the moon. We just saw the greatest NASCAR race of all freaking time tonight. Unbelievable. I'm jacked. I am. And then to top that off, the 12 hours of Sebring. Oh my goodness.
Phenomenal.
We had 12 straight hours of absolute insanity. And it comes down to a late race battle for the win. Oh my goodness. I can't. This was the greatest race weekend in recent memory. I can't remember a race weekend like this in a long time. Oh my goodness. This is why we said at the beginning of the year 2024 was going to be the year of the golden era of motorsports, and we got off to a real rocky start here, boys. We had to hold our shorts a little bit, but dang, did this weekend deliver. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. I am so jacked up. I'm ready for Tuesday. Let's go podcasting, baby. Let's talk about it. Then, on Sunday, like Tom mentioned, I am super freaking excited for this as well. We are doing a watch party for the IndyCar Thermo Club $1 Million Challenge. Oh my goodness, the format got released. We'll talk about that on Tuesday as well. Unbelievable. Come tune in. Come watch the race with us. Put the race on one screen, put the Dega Boys on the other one, and just interact with us through the chat. And we're going to be off the cuff a little bit, hanging out, watching some racing, doing what we do best, talking about racing. It's going to be great. Watching great racing, too. Unbelievable.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be another great time. Hopefully we see Dallas there as well. What do you think, Dallas?
Is that Sunday or Saturday?
I already heard a yes out of it, so that's good.
I do have a birthday party I have to attend because it might be for my stepdaughter who's turning 16 and
IndyCar's life,
party.
Bro. I'm kidding.
IndyCar happy wife. I mean, I'll make what I can. I'll try to make what I can.
All right. Well, look, we had a great race tonight. Again, 115 minutes at Sebring. Or, I'm sorry, 75 minutes at Sebring. And Aaron Kralik and Ryan Bird leading the GTP class. Teammates, Ryan Bird, though, taking the overall. Eric Molinati taking home the LMP2 win. And Shea McCoy, the GTD champion here at Sebring. Again, thank you so much to everybody who came out. All the comments, Joseph Client, Brad Haldane, thank you so much. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscribes. We love it. Thank you guys so much. We love you. 14,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. Thank you. We love you guys so much. And here's to another great year of broadcast, podcasts, watch parties, and the Dega games coming up to you guys here soon. All right, this has been another broadcast of Dega Boys Broadcasting Network. This has been Thomas, Jay, and Dallas in the booth. We love you guys, and we'll see y'all in the next one.